What's up, my meat smokers and butt rubbers? Bitchin' Bobby here with Bitchin' Bobby's Backyard Eats. Today we're gonna be doing a brisket point. No flat, we want the fat. Gonna be using 2 rubs on this beautiful cut of meat. We're going Meat Church Holy Voodoo. We're going Meat Church Gospel. Just like the rubs, we're gonna be doing 2 types of wood to be smoking today. I'm going chunk cherry to last the cook and pecan chips to get my initial beautiful smoke ring. Bitchin' Bobby, we'll be right back. Okay, as you can see here, first step, trim off all that excess fat. Get it all nice and pretty. Took a good amount of fat off this cap. Point had a lot to it. Issue with all that fat, it'll slow the cook down. The rendering won't be right. You won't get no smoke rings on. So got it pretty lean here. Looking good. Oop. Take a little bit of that chunk off here in a minute, and I'll show you the rest. All right, here we go. We are all nice and rubbed down. Like I said before, we're going to Holy Gospel. We're going to Voodoo. Using the mustard for my binder. Nice and liberal, all sauced up, all juiced up. Want to get as liberal as possible with a hunk of meat this big. Thank you. All righty, here we go. I'm gonna walk out to my big, beautiful green egg. See how it's coming on the heat up. Only lit it directly in the center. Let's take a look, see what we got. All right, as you can see, just dropped my pecan and my cherry chunks in the egg. This might last the whole cook. Might need to add some more here in a couple hours, but that's what you should be looking like before you drop the grates in. After you drop the grates in, you want to make sure you get that white smoke bird off, get a nice blue haze coming out the egg, get your temp right. All right, egg is just about where I want it. As you can see, you got a nice little sweet blue smoke coming out of it. I just shut her down just a little bit so I can drop it about 25 degrees. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the meat on to catch it up. Remember, drop the meat, fat cap down. All right, meat just went on the grill. Now we're looking with a probe, sitting at 43 degrees. I got it set to 207. I'll wait for that nice, beautiful stall before I wrap it. I'm gonna go inside and go ahead and mix up my bath, and I'll show you a little secret. All right, let's talk about the bath of this meat. I do not believe in spritzing meat. I believe in bathing meat, especially a cut of meat such as a brisket. You want to keep it wet. You don't want to dry it out. Nobody wants to wait 9, 10, 12, 24 hours to eat a dry piece of brisket. Even if it's a fucking point, you can very easily dry it out. So my trick to this, and my little secrets to this, is I don't do your typical apple cider, apple juice bath. I use it, of course, but what I rub the meat down with, first, helping hand, boom, drop a little more, right? Let me adjust this camera down so you can see what we are doing here. Okay, standard Pyrex cooking bowl. I got about 2 drops of that gospel. I'm going bam, about equal parts of the Holy Voodoo, okay? Gonna pour in just about cup apple juice, half a cup of apple cider, right? A little mix. My next little treat, Worcestershire sauce. Whoever says that the bath is just to get the smoke ring and the smoke to stick is full of shit. I want to put a little flavor on it as I'm cooking it. I want to work the rubs back into the meat, okay? Another little secret that I do, standard steak sauce. Give it a dollop. Alrighty, that is looking good. So, as I said before, I do not spritz my meat. I splash it, I bathe it. One of these little dollar squirters works good. Make sure you cut the tips off them or you'll get jammed up. Take this, little funnel out here so I don't spill any of this deliciousness. All right. Push it around so I get all my rubs. All right. Stick it a little bit, no worries, no worries, no worries at all. Okay. Some of that off the side. Throw a little apple juice back in there. Don't hurt nothing. Put you down, just like so. Okay, that's done. And this thing she goes. No, I don't want this cold. I don't want to shock my meat. I'm not going to shake this up, put it in the fridge so I need it. I'm going to let this sit outside with the meat. Give it a good shake. Depending on the size of your meat, how many pounds it is, what you're cooking with, 45 minutes to an hour. In the later of the cook, you probably want to go every 30 minutes. That's where most people screw this up and they dry out their expensive cut of meat. All right, we're about an hour into the cook. I'm gonna go give it a little bath, as I mentioned before, see what this is looking like for y'all. Okay, before I open this up, I want you to see the temp on the egg. It's sitting just a little over 200. I know that in my egg, the thermometer reading is usually about 30 degrees cooler than the grate. So I'm right where I want to be. Let's see what this baby looks like. Burper, open her up. Okay, as you can see, hasn't really barked yet. Only an hour in. Still moist, but gonna play it by ear. Just give her a little drizzle, a little bath, keep her wet, keep her nice, you know? That's how she's looking at the hour mark. See, in hours. All right, we are just about at the 2-hour mark of this brisket point. Still sitting at the same temperature, so I am controlling it pretty regular. And come over here, let's check this probe. Probe's reading 86 in the center. Haven't probed the grates, I don't think I need to. Let's take a look if it needs some bathing. Alright, still kind of juicy and fatty. Still looking very lovely. So, I'm only going to hit the drier spots here with a little bath. Take the cap off of that. Let's go ahead and hit it right around here. Here's the back side. Alright, get her nice and yummy. And let's close her down. So, as you just saw, it is still very, very moist. Really not needing a bath at the 2-hour mark. I'm only at 86 degrees. Probably going to raise the temperature about 10 to 15 degrees in the egg. Get it to bark up a little tighter, but keeping it. Alrighty, welcome back. As you can see from the last video, raised the temperature a little bit. We are at the 4-hour mark. Brisket currently sitting at about 129, 130. Let's see what she's looking like. Okay, she's looking pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate her at this time. Give her a good flip to the other side. A little bit of a bath, but oh, she's doing nice. All right, we are back. It's been a long day. 7 hours in, I am ready to wrap this beautiful. All right. Tricks to wrapping this thing. Well, first off, let me show you what we are working with here. See this beautiful brisket? Oof. All right, I got 2 pieces of butcher paper overlapped, about 3.5 feet long. Okay, I want to roll with it. So, a cap size. Here we go. Here's my fat side up. We go with the curves of the brisket. Put it about a 1/3 way up. It's key. Before I do this wrap, gotta get some butter. Butter makes it better. Got a couple slabs. Those up real quick. Alright. Put it about right there. Right on there. Right there. That should do it. Okay, so some people use butter. Some people use tallow. Some people spray their sheets with water. I do not. I spray it with a traditional apple cider vinegar. So, grab it up. All right. Maybe. Reason to spray it because all that bark you've been trying to build all day. Right? You don't want to lose it. You don't want it to stick. You need the brisket to be good. Just a little bit. initial fold, right? Bring in the corners, the edge of the brisket. At this point, get that crease. Fold the brisket paper in, just like that. Pull it tight. Brisket in, like that. Nice and tight. So what you want to do here is get all the air out of the brisket. You do that by making these corners nice and tight. So we're gonna give it just one flip. Package her in. Okay, so the camera kind of shut down on me there. I'm still getting used to this whole video thing. Used to just cooking, you know what I mean? But you get the gist of it. Wrap it up like a Christmas present. Back on the smoker now. It should take hopefully a couple hours, but it is a waiting game. But as you can see the buoyancy of the brisket as I was wrapping it and the juices coming out of it, it is going to be a treat. I'll let some of that connective tissue break down over the next couple hours. Throw that thing in a cooler for a minimum 30 to 40 minutes. If you got the time and you can let it rest for 1 to 2 hours in there, it'll pay off in the reheats. So I'll be back when we're ready to pull this thing off the smoke. Bobby's out. Well, welcome back. We're about 9 hours into this cook. I raised the temp on the egg to about 325 after I wrapped it, trying to speed up the stall a little bit. Brisket is currently sitting at 192. I'm thinking another 20-30 minutes before I pull it, stick it in the cooler, and let it rest. So more to follow once it comes off. All right, Bitchin' Bobby is back trying to end this cook for the day. Been waiting all day to open this up. This point should be looking nice and pretty by now. You can see all the juice on this paper. It is running. Wow. Took this thing to 203. Pull her out. Yikes. Put this over here in my hand. The rest in the sink. I'm gonna do 2 things with this point. I'm gonna take half of this point. I'm gonna turn it in to burn ends. So, get a good slab off of it. I'm gonna take the fat cap in for the burn ends. I'm gonna slice it straight down the middle. And if you can't see the juice on this, you must be blind. This is pretty. All right, this end right here will be my burn ends. This will be family dinner. It's late, it's been taking all night to do this. So, quick burn ends, you want about an inch and a half cubes. Give it a tight slice. Tight slice. Tight slice. Another tight slice. And here we go. Do you all see this right here? The color of this meat, the softness, the texture, the ring on it. This is ridiculous. Don't want to make the cubes too big. It'll ruin the burn end. Coming across here looking good. It is so soft I could probably cut this with a butter knife. Let me get my pan. I'm gonna drop them in right here. Green egg is still sitting at about 225 right now. I'll finish these cubes in about an hour, 2 hours. Doesn't really matter. Once they caramelize, we know we are good to go. Wow, this is looking pretty. For these burn ends, and they will last me quite a bit. All right, secret to burn ends, here we go. Dark brown sugar. Get a good dust on it. Run them in there. Line them up. Whew. Work that through. Want some Mochalas, Hawaiian barbecue sauce. That works very well. Of course, house favorite, Sweet Baby Ray. Get it in there right there. Good toss. to burn in is you want to pull the sauce in there that it caramelizes and sticks to the meat and crushed with the brown sugar. The only way I know to do it. Set these aside. Put these on the egg in a minute here. And that is it for tonight, and that is the end of the episode of Bitchin' Bobby's Backyard Eats. Please like and subscribe.